Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Karla. And what if I told you you could buy a doll at Goodwill and not even know it's haunted? Or you know what? You could just go on eBay and find yourself a haunted doll. Would you take a haunted doll home? That's exactly what we're going to talk about on this channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this first story, I actually found it on Reddit, and there's like an update to it, but first, the first story starts by saying, getting rid of haunted dolls so they don't return. And then it shows you like the pictures of the two dolls that they're getting rid of, and I will be putting them somewhere around here so you guys can see them. And the story starts by saying, hey, I was at the Goodwill looking for items and I came across these porcelain dolls. They had a sale that day. Anything with a yellow sticker was $1.50. So they both had yellow stickers, so I picked them up. For 2 weeks, I left them in the back of my car and didn't think anything of it. After that, I took them into my house, and 4 days later, weird stuff started happening. My dog standing in front of the closet there, JN? I don't know what that means. Weird thumping noises and the TV turning on and off. Then, ever since they have been in my home, I've been having really bad nightmares about a doll, and her name is Mary Judge. I never get to see the doll, only the real woman whose name is Mary. Something about these two dolls is there and real, and I'm ready to get rid of them, but I want to make sure they can't return and don't want any attachment. Can anyone suggest a way to safely dispose of these dolls? Here's some pictures. Mind you, I don't know which one it is that's haunted, but I'm assuming it's the doll with the longer black curly hair. Okay, so they ended up giving it to this person that's going to tell us the story. Okay, so the story says, haunted dolls update. First things first, for all who don't know, I bought two dolls, one suspected to be haunted, from another member of this community. I got them, I'd say 20, 30-ish days ago, and placed them on top of my fridge. The previous owner stated that he didn't know which one was haunted, as he got them at Goodwill at the same time. The goal, as a skeptic of haunted dolls, is to see if anything happens and do some investigating. So it links us to the original post, which is what I just read to you guys, of the person that bought them at Goodwill for like $1.50. Okay. So then it says, nothing happened until today. I came home from work and was changing, and my husband called me into the kitchen to look at something. He didn't say what. I walked in and he was staring up at the dolls. That's when I noticed that the Russian doll is turned to the side. He asked if I did that. I said no. He said the same. Now, you might be thinking, okay, they're on the fridge, so opening and closing the fridge probably jarred them. Nope. The other Wimbledon doll has not moved. Not even a fraction of an inch. Both dolls were firmly on their bases. The Wimbledon doll appears to be looking slightly more to the left, but that's because the photo was taken at a slightly different angle than the original. However, the Russian doll has considerably turned. My husband re-straightened the Russian doll, and we assume that we'd wait and see if she moves again. Y'all, not even 10 minutes after he moved her, my fire alarm starts going off. I have lived there since January, and the alarm has never chirped, beeped, nothing. It has never made a sound whatsoever. Yet, here it is, instructing my family to evacuate because there is supposedly smoke in the family room. Isn't that just like so scary though? Like, imagine you having like a peaceful place and then all of a sudden just shit starts being weird in your house. And that is exactly why I could never. Oh my God, I could never. We checked everything, changed the batteries, made sure the stove was off, and there was no smoke. We don't vape, don't smoke weed or cigarettes, no one showered recently, and I wasn't cooking. I also checked the alarm for spiders because I read they can set a false alarm. It went off again twice after we put it back up, but has been silent since. So this part is just oddly coincidental. I'm realizing as I'm writing this that since I got them, I have not been able to sleep. I can't figure out why, but I just can't sleep before 4 a.m., which is not like me at all. I've also had a few really, really bad nightmares, like my mom getting mauled by a bear. I hope that's how you pronounce that word.
Mauled.
My husband also has said that I seemed irritated with him more than usual, and all of that is the opposite of how we were before I got them. Now, I do want to point out that I do believe that whatever is in these dolls could alterate, and like any doll at all that isn't like a friendly doll per se can alter our mood. Why do I believe this? I don't know, but I do believe that. The first one is when I put her up. So the pictures that I will be showing are the first time that I guess she put them up on the fridge, and you can see that they're just there. And then it says there's like this text message and you can read along. It says the dolls are here. Okay, we'll figure out times to be there. Oh shit, lol. And then they answer, I might have to call out. And then they're like, what's wrong? I feel so sick to my stomach all of a sudden, and the dolls just came. Like I'm on the verge of throwing up. Kind of like when you get dizzy and nauseous from food poisoning. You shush. Lol. Okay, that's not good. And it's as soon as the dolls got there, yeah, my head hurts. Oh, imagine. I think that is like crazy. Honestly, I think that's crazy. That is so weird. And that is why I could never. That's all that there is like to this story. And I'm trying to see if there are like any updates, but there aren't any. It doesn't look like it. No updates. That was all. So that was the first story. And I mean, these dolls don't look creepy at all, but like all haunted dolls, the majority of them are actually really pretty. So let's go to this next one. Now, these next 3 stories actually come from eBay, because if you didn't know, people sell haunted stuff on eBay. No, seriously, like I couldn't believe this was like so weird and random. But this doll, look at her, she's all pretty. Anyways, so it says haunted vessel doll, very sweet, loving, active spirit, Mandy, and she's listed for $45. I'm not really sure how eBay works, but you like place a bid, I guess, or whatever. But okay, so I scrolled down and then it says, actually I'm really blind, so I'm gonna make this bigger because I am blind. It says, item description from the seller. Per eBay, this is a tangible item and there are no guarantees that Lily will reveal herself. I will not be held responsible for anything Lily will or will not do. Okay, so if you buy a haunted doll off of eBay, whatever happens or doesn't happen, that's your responsibility. Mandy is the most loving sweetheart in a vessel doll you'll ever meet. Mandy told us she was 4 when she died, but she will not tell us what happened to her on how she passed. I have had her for over 15 years, and she is the most sweetest loving haunted vessel I ever had or ever met. She came from a very loving family. She told us she was the baby in the family. She had 2 brothers and an older sister. She misses them so much, but she still goes and visits them in her spirit. Mandy likes to be in a loving home. She likes quiet, no yelling or fighting. She's a very good listener and she's a very good protector. She told us that she's kind of like a mother cub that protects her young ones. She gets along with other haunted vessels just as long as they're not mean or obnoxious or violent. She loves to hear music. She also loves to read and also loves for someone to read to her. She doesn't like to be locked in a cabinet. Okay, well, I guess nobody likes to be locked in a cabinet. I mean, it's not Annabelle. She loves to be where people can see her and where she can see people. Everyone who has passed by Mandy in my house, they have always stopped and stared at her and they have said what a beautiful doll she is. And also, you can also feel how pure and lovely her soul is. She has a heart of gold. She loves children and loves animals. For some reason, cats are her favorite. Mandy does so much in our home, you could just feel the warmth and the love coming out of her. In the nighttime, you can hear like someone singing very soft. She has a beautiful voice, and just like a toddler, she loves to get into things, move things around, and don't put them back where they belong. Sometimes when she's full of herself in the nighttime, you hear someone running around. I swear, you guys, I do know how to read, but it's kind of weird, the writing. In your room and also in the living room, you hear these little patter feet just running. If someone's upset or worried about something, she is right there for you. She can feel it and she will help you in any way that she can. I can't say enough about her. She will watch over your house and make sure everyone is protected and safe and sound. She has a beautiful curly brown hair, beautiful eyes. She has beautiful little bouquet of flowers in her hand. She loves sitting by the window, and if you could, anytime you have fresh cut flowers in the house, you will find petals laying next to them. What? Oh, okay. You'll find the petals laying next to the flowers. Okay. She loves to pick flowers. She told us she loved this vessel that she picked because it reminded of what she looked like in real life. If you need a loving, protecting vessel, I highly recommend her. She has a heart of gold and she would watch over your family and keep you safe and sound. And sometimes when you pick her up and you stare at her face for a long time, her lips will move very slightly, like she's giving you a kiss. Oh, that's so cute. If you had a very rough day, she was always my picker up, or she always knew when I was not feeling well or had a rough day. And when I lay down to go to sleep that night, I always feel her little hands very softly rub my cheeks. I cannot say enough about her. It breaks my heart to find her a new home, but she understands. One thing about Mandy is she loves to communicate with people. So as soon as you get her and you open your home to her, once she starts trust in you, or I guess trusting you, and feels safe, you would be amazed of all the stuff in the activity she does. The only reason I'm getting rid of her is because I've been doing this for over 30 years and it's time for me and my husband to retire, and I will not leave my vessels home alone. I don't trust them, or should I say some of them. If you think Mandy will be a great match for you, If you think Mandy will be a great match for your family, please bid on her. Mandy is one of the bigger haunted vessels. She's 21 inches tall, 9 inches wide. She has beautiful outfit on, cute little white shoes with white little ruffle panties and beautiful clear green eyes. Mandy is made out of soft, hard plastic. And I will be showing you guys some of the photos. She's actually really cute. Honestly, I feel like all haunted dolls are like really, really pretty. And I don't know. I guess that's why my mom is like so scared of porcelain dolls. But look at those eyes. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. Alright, so this is the story of the last haunted doll, and it's actually like a baby doll. It says, Haunted Paranormal 11-inch Sleepy Eye Stuffed Doll, Claire. Positive eyes blink. I don't know what that freaking means, but okay. Alright, so the story says, we purchased this sweet girl from a local oddities shop. They said someone had brought a box of dolls to them that they had found inside a newly purchased home's attic. An old home built in the early 1900s, and they were unsure who the item belonged to. After having brought them down, they set them by the front door and planned on donating them. They would notice a figure walking around. Their son would be talking to someone he claimed was his new friend, and sometimes coming down in the morning to find their TV on. Kitchen cupboards open and smell a faint perfume scent. The house had been empty for years and had no information of who the previous owners were. His first night out alone adjusting, it seemed calm. The atmosphere was relaxed, and even our dogs, after checking her out, seemed to react as if they knew her. The scent of perfume would appear and disappear like the owners experienced. We started communicating the next evening with our equipment, and she responded quickly to our questions by lighting up the K2 to orange, leveling it at yellow when we asked yes and no questions, and the Mel meter jumped up quickly to 2.9. With questioning asking yes and no questions. With K2, we found out she had passed away in her 70s, was married, 2 children, and this had been her daughter's doll. We only got 2 answers through the spirit box. When we asked if she was indeed female, she said, "Good ma." And when we asked if she was good or evil, she answered, "A love here." Through our night vision screen, we could see orbs floating above, not moving, just stationary. They seemed to pulse when we spoke to her, and when she interacted, we caught her eyes blinking several times. Oh, that is so crazy. The atmosphere is lovingly happy, and being a sensitive, I could feel her comfort in knowing she is finally recognized after having been alone in the house. As we reviewed our EVPs later, we received a few we didn't hear through Spirit Box. Claire, when we asked her name, all gone, and happy here. We believe she had been telling us she had felt forgotten when whomever boxed her and left her alone in the house, and was happy to be among people again. Our dogs love being in the room with her, which means a lot since they could sense evil and negativity. Such a sweet, loving soul, but having been alone so long, she needs and appreciates more attention and daily interactions. Please note, as some have questioned a spirit not interacting with them in the items they have purchased from other sellers, spirits have their own personalities. Sometimes it does take them a day or 2 or even longer to adjust to their new surroundings. They don't do parlor tricks, and if they choose to hold off on interacting, it is their right to do so. They do not perform on command. They should be treated with the respect they deserve and patience, because in some cases, it was not their choice or preference to stay among us. I do start my bidding at just above the cost of what I paid for my items. As to cover the cost of selling, I don't believe in hiking them up. The bidding is your decision and rehoming the item is my goal. If for some reason payment can't be made within the first 3 days, please contact me and let me know. I don't mind waiting, but otherwise I assume you have changed your mind and will relist the item. Our family has been doing paranormal investigations for 15 years. From Eastern State Prison, White Hills Mansion, New Jersey, Salem, Massachusetts, Penhurst Asylum, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, I think that is, plus many more locations. We've collected many haunted items over the past 12 years, and at this point, although I personally feel an attachment to them, we need to make room for some of our newer acquisitions. Did I read that right? I hope I did. I'll hope they are going to a good new home with someone who will treat them with the respect they deserve. And as always, they have to say, per eBay policy, I can't guarantee paranormal activity. Each individual's experience may be different than what we experienced. So these are the pictures of the little baby doll. And she's actually really cute. She kind of looks like this doll I have over here with like the little eyes. Hang on. I mean, I know you guys can see but this one. And she also, like, her eyes also do that. I actually had an experience with her yesterday, and it was, like, really weird, but I yelled at her that she better not be freaking moving. Anyway, so this is, like, the little baby doll, and she looks so cute, and then we have, like, this little EVP thing, I think it is. I don't know. So these are the haunted dolls that I found really interesting today, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my final thoughts. So I want to start out by saying that the people that have or buy haunted dolls have some balls. I swear. I could never, because like I said, my anxiety, and then I have like 7 pets. So having to you know, take care of my pets and then also have to take care of a doll, that would be like really, really hard. Now, do I believe in these kinds of things? Yes, I definitely believe that there are like vessels of like, you know, for those kind of like people that didn't necessarily want to die. I believe personally that when a person does not want to die, they will attach to whatever it is that is near them. So I believe that a person could also like attach to like glasses, a book. I personally have a story of, and it's gonna be very brief, but like my grandfather from my mother's side actually died of COVID, and he had this grandfather clock that he really, really liked, and before he died, the only thing that he would say is he didn't want to die. So after he passed, this grandfather clock stopped working at the same time that he passed away. So I believe personally that my grandfather, like part of him, stuck to that grandfather clock that he really liked because he wasn't ready to go. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, do I think it's scary? I mean, no. Has he manifested himself? They haven't said anything about it, but I do believe that there are like, it kind of depends. I believe that if these dolls have been in these like vessels for a really long time, eventually, or like, I'm sorry, if these souls or whatever it is that stays in the vessels have been there for a really long time, they're going to start projecting themselves or like letting you know that they're there. Now, my grandpa died maybe like probably 2 years ago, probably 3 years ago. So I do believe that if he isn't manifesting himself at home, it's either because he's afraid of scaring my grandmother and the people that live in that house, or he just doesn't know how to. Now, I would never buy a haunted doll. Now if my grandfather is in that clock, would I have it in my house? Yeah, I guess I would, but it's because I know him. Now, would I purchase a doll on the internet? I don't think so. I love scaring myself. Yes, of course. Reading stuff on the internet, but as long as it's not happening to me and there's nothing here in my house that is like haunting me or doing stuff that is like weird, then I'm okay. Because otherwise, yeah, yes, I would shit myself. Do I judge the people that have these dolls? Obviously not. Honestly, they have some balls to have these dolls. But sometimes I think that we don't really know what we're putting in our house, or sometimes I feel like whatever, even if it is a loving doll or whatever, shit can go south real quick. Either because you don't respect the doll, either because you and the doll don't have the matching energy. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Because I mean, I might sound like a crazy lady over here talking about haunted dolls, and you guys might be like, yeah, I don't believe in that shit. And that is perfectly fine, but I do believe that there is more to this world than what we have been taught. So if people are like, oh, paranormal stuff don't exist, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it's very possible that it does. So I don't know. I would like to know what you guys think. Would you guys have, oh, hang on, because I'm getting a call. Now, where were we? Oh, right. I was telling you guys that I would like to know what you guys think about this whole thing of haunted dolls. Do you think that it's like real? Do you guys think that it's fake? What do you guys think? I would like to know below, because I already told you what I believe in, and yeah. So that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I can still bring you guys more things like this, because I really enjoy like sharing all of the things, all of these scary things that I find on the internet, because I find them really, really entertaining. So if you guys liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also subscribe, and also hit that notification bell when you guys subscribe so you never miss a video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!